With all of the good moves the Las Vegas Raiders have made so far this offseason, many are still finding time to hate on quarterback Derek Carr. For some reason, they think he's not a part of the Raiders' future plans because the Raiders haven't signed him to a contract extension yet. Why haven't the Raiders signed Carr to an extension? They must not plan on keeping him. I told you they weren't going to keep him. He's trash. I sure would love to see them play quarterback in the NFL. Let me just tell you this. The Raiders have all the time in the world. If you've been paying attention at all, you know Carr said he would take less if the Raiders brought in his best friend, receiver Davante Adams. And now that they've done that, it's time for Carr to literally put his money where his mouth is. According to Vic Tafur of The Athletic, the Raiders are now negotiating a contract extension with the quarterback. Did you think this was going to happen any other way? Even Tafur makes it sound like the most non-surprising thing in the world on Twitter. He says it's become a formality at this point, but initial extension talks with Derek Carr have begun. So think what you want, folks. This is happening. You should have known already, though. Toward the end of the regular season, Tafur also said Davis would make the decision on Carr before he hired his next GM and head coach. Listen.
I think that's what happens. I think that Mark Davis will make a decision and then go into the search with that in mind. I think I just don't know if he's going to rely on a new coach to kind of influence him giving Carr, $180 million extension, whatever it's going to cost to keep him past this year. I don't know if he can bring him back in the lame duck status, like don't do anything, just kind of let him play the last year of his contract. I'm not sure what that does for you either. So I am of the belief that Mark Davis will make a decision. Because he hired the last two coaches, basically, and he'll hire this one. So I think he'll use whatever he's decided on Derek to kind of frame who he wants to bring in. And I'm sure he'll listen to ideas, and he'll be, quote-unquote, open to some things. But I think his mind will pretty much be made up as far as the quarterback before the coaching search really gets going.
And who did he hire? Two guys that previously tried to trade for him. That should have let Raider Nation know that Carr was here to stay. But many took it and ran a marathon with it the other way, saying Derek Carr would be traded soon. If you remember the details of Carr to the Raiders, it was spearheaded by Davis, who actually wanted then GM Reggie McKenzie to draft Carr in the first round, but McKenzie was able to hold him off into the second round. And after 3 or 4 failed attempts to build around him, Davis is still determined to build around him. Hence, he just hired Dave Ziegler and Josh McDaniels, the guys that tried to trade for him. And in turn, they have made it all about Carr. So far, they have improved his defense, as the highest rated defense Carr has ever played with was ranked number 20, and he went 12-4 that year with the wild card playoff berth he didn't participate in due to injury. This past season, he led the Raiders to the playoffs with the number 26 ranked defense. Then on offense this offseason, Ziegler and McDaniels really did Carr solid, trading for Adams, his favorite receiver and the best receiver in the NFL. So Carr gets one of the brightest minds in the NFL to coach him, and his best friend, who just so happens to be the best receiver in the NFL, and a portion of Raider Nation still has him getting traded. But you can clearly see from the succession of moves that everything is still about Carr here in Las Vegas. So the negotiations that kicked off recently should be a surprise to no one. It's time you either continue to get used to Carr or find a new team to root for, because Carr is the franchise quarterback of the Las Vegas Raiders. The future is bright for Carr, especially the near future when he signs that extension. While a bunch of fools thought he was going to get traded, Davis has done everything he can do to put something around Carr. He got him a bright offensive mind as a head coach that came with the GM that's already improving the defense, and got him Davante Adams. Improved the offensive line, and it's over. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.